Everybody loves a good reverb. Introduced in 1976, the EMT250 is the first commercially available digital reverb processor, and its sound graced countless numbers of hit records. TC Electronic have modeled the characteristics of the 250, and what I have in front of me here is the DVR 250 DT. DT stands for desktop, and this little controller I have in front of me gives me hands-on control over the parameters of the DVR 250 plugin. Now, this is just a controller. There's no processing happening here. All the processing is taking place natively on my computer. However, the plugin will only fully function with the controller attached. If the controller is not attached, it runs in demo mode. The DVR 250 DT plugin has 6 modes of operation. It offers reverb, chorus, phasing, delay, echo, and a mode called space. The plugin also has 2 sets of parameters. We have the primary parameters, which are split into 2 layers, and they're available for adjustment on the hardware controller. The secondary parameters are available for adjustment in the plugin's GUI, or graphical user interface, and these are more like setup type parameters, so they give you the opportunity to make the sound more like low res or more vintagey. You can switch a transformer emulation in and out, and you can also adjust the input and output levels of the plugin and lock those controls, as well as lock the mix controls. When you're using this plugin as a reverb, the first layer of the primary controls on the controller offer reverb time. Then we've got low frequency decay, high frequency decay, pre-delay, and then if I flip over to the other layer, I have a control over the mix, and I also have the modulation here, then which set of physically modeled outputs I'm using. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that later in the video. So let's get in and take a listen to the reverb available with an acoustic guitar track. I'm going to switch over to the space setting now. It's a reverb with a very long decay and minimal parameter adjustment. So as I mentioned before, aside from reverb and space, there are 4 other effects available in the DVR 250 DT. First up, we have delay that offers 4 individual clean echoes, and those echoes are implemented in a way that give a very stereo effect. The phase effect in this plugin is not like a typical phaser because it doesn't oscillate. It's more of a comb filtering effect. If you wanted to set up some sort of oscillation, you'd have to manually automate the time using the lever on the controller. Chorus gives us a familiar sound by adding several time-shifted duplications of the original input signal, and echo provides a mono echo effect. So let's take a listen to some of these sounds now using a clean electric guitar track. So let's take a listen to some of these effects using the factory presets. So you remember I said something a little earlier about some different sets of outputs that have been modeled? Well, the original EMT250 had 4 outputs so that it could be used for quad mixing. And those 2 pairs of outputs sounded a little bit different. So this behavior has been modeled in the plugin, and we can switch between those 2 sets of outputs using the controller. So I'm in the reverb mode now, and I'm going to press the set button to get over to my other layer. And this lever right here controls which pair of outputs. So I'm just going to demonstrate with the acoustic guitar track how those output pairs differ a little in sound. I'm going to mute the direct signal so you can hear the reverb tail and then switch the outputs while the reverb tail is finishing. I first used this on a mix that I did for another product demo here, and it was a lead guitar track, and really that track just needed some kind of ambience. It really just needed to kind of bloom and just be a little bit more hero sounding, honestly. I mean, who doesn't want a hero sounding guitar track, right? I had a hunch that this plugin was going to do the job, and as soon as I created my aux and inserted it on the aux and started sending some signal to it, I was like, yep, that is the right plugin for this track. I use a lot of equipment in what I do, and it's not very often that I experience that reaction. So to me, that spoke something about this plugin. If you're interested in finding out more about it, you can visit americanmusical.com. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and thanks for watching.